Yesterday I decided to get Line 6 Helix Stomp because it is a Line 6 Helix, but one that fits inside my guitar case. And I want to show you some of the presets that I've come up with, which I think are going to be the only 3 presets that I'll ever use, because I don't really use a whole lot of, I like a clean, a crunch, and a lead. I'm going to take you in and show you how I've made these sounds. I have used a free impulse response pack from the Line 6 website, which to me is the only way to make these sound any good. I don't know. Maybe other people have had success with like the standard cabs and whatever, but this to me is probably the way to go. So, for example, if you take something like this one, the Mahadeva, this is a preset that it comes with, and it sounds passable. It sounds pretty good, but like there's some kind of flatness, and I can't dial it out with an IQ, and there's something right at the top end as well. It's like, it's just not quite natural, okay? So what I did instead was I loaded up the impulse responses, and you can see them here, the Allure pack, and as I said, they are free on the Line 6 website. And then I went in, and what I like to do is I like to create the most hardcore that I need first, okay? And in this case, it was the lead. Now, as you can see here, I used the Brit Plexi Jump. So I'm assuming it's a Plexi model with the jump cables in it. You know, the input jump thing back and forth. First thing I do is in the signal chain up here, I put in a wah pedal. I haven't decided which wah to go with yet, because I haven't actually hooked up an expression pedal, but I just took the first one just to have it in the block. Next up is the Red Squeeze, which is the best imitation of the best compressor pedal that exists on the market, in my humble taste. The Red Squeeze is a copy of the MXR Dynacomp, and I put that after the wah before going into the amp. And as you can see in the amp, quite a lot of drive, quite a lot of bass, mid, everything just turned way up. Get rid of the hum. It's just not cool, right? I don't know if I've done this correctly, but I've placed the delay and reverb before the impulse response, but it works. If I change these around, it just doesn't. I'm not an expert on this, but this is what works for me. I went in here and created a transistor tape, and for the lead, I don't mind a decent amount of feedback and decent amount of mix, because usually when you're in a lead break, everything is so loud anyway, so you need something to just fill out the space a bit. Then I have Ganymede, whatever that is, and I don't know what it is, but it sounds pretty good. So you can hear it without the delay, without the reverb. Alright, it's so good. And then I have the delay running into the reverb. Impulse response, I've chosen number 2, the A30 G12. I have no idea what it's supposed to be, but it works. No low cut, no high cut. I might do that at some point, I don't know. And this is just how it loaded up, and I don't know, I haven't done anything else. but it really, really, really works, okay? Pretty cool. On the input main left right thing, it's input gate on. Without it, with it. Without it, with it. Need that. Cool. So crunch is the exact same thing. I've gone into lead. I've gone right. This is as much source as I'm gonna need, and I hit copy, and then I go into like another patch and I paste it, and then I go in and I go, well, I don't want as much delay on it now, just a tiny little bit, and a tiny little bit of reverb. And then in the amp, I've just turned it down, the same amp, so you get, the reason why I do this is if you copy the patch over, you get some sort of continuity in your sound. I'm not a big fan of like using a whole bunch of amp models when I go and use this live, so I just create 3 patches that I always use based from the same amp, always. Normal drive, about 4, Brit drive about 3.6. The rest of it is pretty standard except the hum, taking that out, and it's I don't know, it's perfect. Clean, which is not really clean. But there is, I've got the volume whacked up to 10 on the guitar. And there's just a slight breakup at the top, right? And if I just take it down to like 8 on the guitar, it's gone. So now you got like a standard clean, just really I don't play a whole lot of clean, so I only need it for certain things, and it can, you know, a little trick to setting the compressor is I'll go in and like I'll take like a sequence like Purple Rain or something like that, so and the aim of the game is to get the compressor, which it kind of does straight out the box, to get the compressor going in to allow you to, at some sort of similar volume level, to have see, without it it's a big like volume jump, and it's cool. You can want that or you can not want that, whatever, but for live, sometimes, most of the time in the studio as well, you want a sort of even, you know, thing, so you can go that is pretty much what I use. All these other patches, well, I don't know what I'm ever going to use all those patches for. What I'll probably end up doing is having variations of these main three copied out to other preset patches, and then, you know, have one where I can go, okay, well, I probably need one with a chorus or tremolo for certain things, for a certain song. Depends what I'm playing. Then I would probably go in here and go like, well, I don't need the wah. I could probably go for a tremolo instead, like. Well, that's kind of a nice tremolo. Script mode phase. You know, if I needed a sound like that, I'd usually maybe copy it out to like another patch, and then it's a copy of the same channel, but the only thing that changes are the effects. I'll usually not ever change the amp, delay, reverb, and impulse response, excuse me. I'd like to keep them the same if I can. So it just sounds like you're using one amp that you really like, because that's how you do it. You wouldn't bring 57 amps on stage with you, would you? Anyway, thanks for checking that out.